This episode is brought to you by Battleborn Batteries, the best name in the RV and marine industry. These lithium batteries are designed and assembled in the USA, backed by a 10-year warranty. The best solution for your battery anxiety, so go check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.
You are listening to Beyond the Wheel, a podcast about the people and ideas that drive the RV community forward.
Today we are joined by Ted Chen, owner of Trailer Valet. If you own a trailer of any kind, you know how difficult it can be to move it around. Trailer Valet offers a wide range of products that will assist you in moving a trailer up to 12,000 pounds, easily and safely. Now you will be able to park your trailer in a tight spot that you would never been able to access before when using a truck or forklift. So let's begin the chat with Ted.
Well, hi, Ted. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement in Trailer Valet, as well as give us a little background on the company itself?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. I started the company in 2012. January of 2012, I attended my first trade show. It was in LA. It was the LA Boat Show. And really, the customers taught me a lot about the product. So I didn't come from an RV background or a boating background. To be honest, I didn't know much about the products. It was actually given to me by a family friend. The first product, the Trailer Valet 5X, that unit handles 5,000 pounds. It's got a jack that is attached to the unit. So you don't essentially need the jack that's on your trailer. You could just replace your jack, your current existing jack, with our products, and you could stow it, take it on the road with you. So you kind of have dual functions of a jack and also a dolly for whenever you need it. So that's the first product I started with. I went to LA Boat Show, sold I think 10 units, and I was like, okay, so there is a market for something like this. And then I found manufacturers. I went down that route of going overseas, finding manufacturers, and then seeing how I can get this product made, and then attended more shows. And I was kind of a one-man show for about 2 years. So I was answering phone calls, talking to customers, sending out orders, doing as much as I can, trying to, stay afloat and continue to build the brand. And it wasn't until I launched the XL, which was when things kind of took off a little bit more. So with the 5X, I was limited to one product with 5,000 pounds as well. But with the XL, I grew the market to, double with having 10,000 pounds, and customers appreciated it. I think they've been waiting for a product like this, a dolly to be able to help them move their trailer around, because not everyone has a forklift sitting at home, waiting for them to help them move their trailer back into their garage or at the side of the house. So a product like this, which was, pretty affordable, really solved a lot of problems for our consumers.
You said you were kind of a one-man show for a little while. Do you think being that one-man show helped you improve the product because you were the only person getting all the feedback, doing all the talking? Do you think that really helped you improve what you already had?
Tremendously. I heard the complaints coming from the customers. And so, one of the things that I try to do now is, with any new employees that come into the company, I want to have them sit in customer service for a while to really understand the product, because you hear it firsthand. You hear from customers, whether it's complaints or great reviews. It's encouraging to hear the great reviews, but also you kind of feel ownership when you hear the bad ones, because then you have to try to figure out how to resolve and how to fix the situation. So yes, absolutely. I think customer service has always been and will continue to be one of our most important roles, is because we have to listen to customers.
I'm glad that you mentioned the forklift. Would you say that these products replace a forklift as far as when it comes to moving the product, the travel trailers around? Not as far as, stocking and things like that, but just when it comes to moving them around?
Not completely. Well, I think we're still very far from replacing the forklift, though we are trying to move that towards that direction. But the forklift is, I think the speed of the forklifts and how quickly you can move trailers around with a forklift it's something that's hard for us to replace. But for end consumers who, have a small space, they're not going a mile down the road or anything. They're going a few feet. It's perfect for them to be able to stow that trailer away, tuck it next to the garage or in the garage. I think one of the coolest things about our product is that it empowers people to actually go out more, right? You don't have to invite your friends over to help you move the boat out or move the boat in. We actually have a few, and we're hoping that this continues to grow, but our female audience, to being able to, actually go out and not have to rely on their partners or, again, friends to help them move either their boat or their RV out. So I think the market has really grown. You can really do a lot of these things yourself now without having to rely on others.
It's funny you mention that because when we first started RVing, we would keep our RV in a storage lot. The parking places were incredibly tight. So my wife would panic every time we had to back that RV up into that spot. She was afraid we were going to hit somebody. With your product, that was the first thing I noticed when we saw it at RVX, was that it really makes moving that few feet into that spot, it really makes it much more manageable to do that with that, instead of having to go up to the office and have them get a forklift and pay them to put it away for you.
Yeah, exactly. We've also had customers who also decided that they don't need a storage facility anymore because the storage facility was because of the lack of space, or it was just not knowing how to organize your trailer in your space, in your land, right? And so we've had customers just move their trailers back to their house and be able to position it exactly where they need it so that it doesn't get in the way.
I'm glad that we got you on here and talking, Ted, because when we saw you at the RVX show, in my mind, when you were showing us the product, I was really thinking this was more of a commercial product, that it wasn't so much for a residential setting for people that are just moving their boats around. For whatever reason, I didn't even think about boats. I'm just in the RV world so much. This is really cool to hear that somebody at home is able to take this product now and move their heavy boat, their travel trailer, and just move it around their own property. And I would imagine that it, not only makes it easier, but just a safer way too. They're not breaking their backs. They're not inviting friends over to possibly get them injured as well. Yeah, this is really great.
So, I mean, we have a lot of people who, come to our shows, and the more of these like RV or industry shows that we attend, people think that our product is for businesses. We want to move towards that direction, but our current products are definitely consumer based. They're all consumers love it. We started off marketing and selling direct to consumers. Still, 90% of our customers are consumers. They're the ones that need help. They're the ones that don't have the forklift, don't have the manpower to be able to help them move, don't have the wide open land space to be able to help them move. Having our products, I'm going to bring something else up. Our customers, one of, I guess, the most common problems that they see, that we see and that they experience is their garage is however many feet wide, and their trailer is 2 inches less than the width of the garage. And so being able to fit their trailer into the garage or into a canopy is nearly impossible with their truck. And so having one of our products helps them be able to slowly and accurately move their trailer inside this canopy or garage.
And I would imagine that you mentioned, trying to pack it in with the truck. I would imagine that with your, which one would it be called? The one that you stand behind and you're looking directly at the travel trailer or the trailer, you have a much better view. Would that be the...
So we have 3 products like that. We have the 5X, we have the XL, and the XL Pro. The RVR is the only one that's remote controlled, that you can walk around your camper and your site to be able to see exactly where you're going so you're not bumping into anything. The XL Pro, the 5X, and the XL, that's positioned towards the coupler, and you have to hold on to the product as you're moving and as you're backing up.
it still gives you a great view of it
Yeah,
rather than being in your truck trying to look through your back window and the steering wheel being reversed and all that.
exactly.
I could see, yeah, the 5X just being able to kind of steer it right where you want it to go, I would think. So maybe we need to describe what these products kind of look like. So what would be a good description, since this is all audio and the person can't actually see what this looks like. So they, of course, we're going to direct them to your website so that he can see pictures of it. But how would you describe it visually?
So our 5X and our XL are compact models. So these units, they are chain driven. It's a chain and sprocket driven product with a brake handle on top. So I think still it's going to be hard for me to exactly describe it to where you can visualize it. But basically, you crank the handle, it moves the chains, it moves the sprockets all the way down to the tires. And the tires is what moves and propels your whole trailer. We actually added a new feature 3 years ago, which you can take off the handle and put a drill to it. So once you put a drill to it, then it becomes motorized.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you could hook up like a 18-volt cordless drill or something like that. Okay.
Exactly. So that making it motorized now is, it goes faster, but it's a lot cheaper as well for consumers. So our competition, they have a motorized, it's like a lawnmower that you kind of use to move your trailer around, right? For us, it's a lot more compact because the motor is external. Everyone has a drill. Everyone has, or a lot of people have a drill. If not, you can buy one for, $100, $150, hook it up and make this whole unit, make our unit motorized.
Yeah, I would say that you got that the ones that we saw anyway were much smaller than a lawnmower, maybe a little, maybe, larger than a weed whacker, but smaller than a lawnmower. So that gives people a size reference.
And I would think most people that have toys like boats and RVs and stuff, certainly everybody I know that has toys like that, or even like four-wheelers that they have on big trailers or side-by-sides, they all have a drill. So,
yes,
it's not something most people would have to go out and buy to make this motorized.
Right. Our customers range from just RV owners to boat owners to cargo trailers to just any trailer out there that you see on the market. So we have this guy who he enters into like barbecue competitions. Going into these competitions, there's, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 different trailers out there, and they're all side by side, back to back, bumper to bumper. Being able to maneuver your trailer into that space that you're competing in, having our product wouldn't have been possible if it weren't, if it weren't for our products. Being able to move into that space. We have customers from all over, all different industries buying our products.
That's incredible. And you had mentioned competition. I never seen anything like this before the RVX show. When I saw it, I was like, this is completely unique. How did this guy come up with this idea? I was like, it's genius. But I'm always amazed by what people come up with. And maybe you mentioned it in your introduction, but what gave you this idea? Like, how did you know that there was a need for this?
I would love to take the credit for coming out with this product, but I can't. The prototype of it was given to me by a family friend. And so it was the 5X, but just hearing the feedback from our customers and whoever bought the product, whether it was on the phone or attending trade shows, it was just one common message and one common message that they kept saying was, why didn't I think of this? Right? Because it's so simple. It's chain and sprockets. It helps you move your trailer around. No one's thought of it before, and it's not expensive, right? Yeah. It's very affordable. So
and practical.
Right. And so I think I just continue to build on that and, continue to try to figure out other ways to expand into other categories to grow the product line. But we're also moving away from just dollies as well. We're going to focus more on other products that we're coming out with, including, jacks that are a little bit different from what you see on the market, and seeing if we can come out with other products as well. We're trying to grow, but yes, started off with dollies, and I guess that's just my bread and butter and what I know well. And
So you talked about the smaller versions. You also have some beefier, I guess, versions that are on tracks, I think, right?
right. So those would be the RVRs. We have RVR 3, RVR 5, and 9. So 3,500 pounds, 5,500 pounds, and 9,000 pounds. Those are all remote operated. And concept is exactly the same. It's easier to use, obviously, because all you got to do is just push a button. And the convenience of it and being able to walk around your trailer as you're moving it so that you could see the back of your trailer to make sure it's not hitting anything. That was released last year. We made a video for it, and the video, when it first came out, I want to say that it went viral. I don't know if, in the terms of in the tech industry, if it actually was viral, but we got a lot of attention from it. People were very intrigued by it. The RVR, actually, we didn't come up with that either. So the RVR came from a company out in Denmark, and they've grown the company. They sell the products to Australia and to parts of Europe as well, but they didn't have much presence in the States. And so they thought that because we're in the same industry, we would be a good fit for one another. And so we decided to partner up. They agreed that they would change the name, that we could take ownership of the product here in the States and sell it as Trailer Valet and not their brand that they sell to Australia and Europe. And I think we did a pretty good job in marketing it and getting the products out.
That's motorized, correct?
That's correct. On the RVR 9 and I believe the 5 as well. No, yeah. The RVR 5 and the RVR 9, they have 4 motors. And the RVR 3 has just 2 motors.
And all of them are wireless remote?
That's correct.
Okay.
You can walk about 400 feet, I think.
And that's the product I think that caught our eye anyway when we were walking past your booth. For people that are listening, it looks like a little small yellow tank. With tank treads going around, it's probably the size, maybe length and width of a MacBook Pro, and only sits a little bit off the ground. I can't believe that it's able to handle that kind of weight. You said what was the max one? The 8,000 pounds?
So 9,000 pounds. Everyone has that same reaction wherever we take it. They're just they're blown away by the weight that this tiny little product can handle. So we actually attend SEMA every year, and we brought it to SEMA the past 2 years. Every time we have it out, we have a crowd of people just hovering over us and seeing, what's moving our trailers around. So it's definitely grabbed a lot of attention. It
was cool to watch, and just how smooth it was too. I mean, you guys probably weren't allowed to move you're in your booth area and you weren't allowed to take it too far, but it moved it very easy. Like you would think that this would struggle a little bit, but no problem at all. What type of ground could it ride on loose gravel and things like that? It looks pretty aggressive.
Yeah, so it could move in different terrains, including grass, including gravel, and just, your regular cement. But the tracks definitely give it a lot of traction moving, and it can handle up to, it's the capacity to move up an incline. We stay at 5% depending on the trailer. So if it's on the heavier side, then yes, 5%. If it's on the lower end, maybe you can push up that incline, a little bit more to about 6 to 7% because of
that's higher. That's more than I expected. 5%. That's a pretty good grade.
That is a good grade. Anybody that has an RV knows, you hit a 5% grade on the highway, your RV's all of a sudden is like, oh man, you're gonna make me work. So yeah, no, that's impressive. That's very impressive.
So I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Were you?
No problem. Oh no. I think I'm done. Yeah, about 5% grade is the max that we tell people.
So now, as the RVR, are you guys marketing that for consumer residential, or is that marketed for commercial industrial?
So the RVR, the runtime on the RVR is only about 30 minutes. and that's at max weight. We're actually working on improving the RVR right now, but as it stands, it's 30 minutes. So if you were a business trying to move a trailer, or you have a lot of trailers, using our device for only 30 minutes and having to recharge for about 4 to 6 hours is not practical for on the business end. And so this is directed more towards consumers as well. The XL Pro, however, handles 12,000 pounds, and that we kind of built more for businesses and consumers as well. But we're working on improving that as well. It's kind of on a limbo stage of being kind of for businesses, but also kind of for consumers. But we're seeing if we can come out with a product that is geared directly towards the businesses that could actually compete with the forklift, albeit it'll never actually replace a forklift.
Well, I would think that your best selling, well, maybe not, who knows, I don't know much, but your best selling point for the Pro compared to a forklift. So most states and cities and everywhere has regulations for forklifts where the operator needs to be trained, certified to operate that vehicle. It takes up a lot of space. There's a lot of maintenance involved in keeping the forklift running and all that. Do you need training and certification to run a Pro, the XL
No,
Pro?
that's actually a great point. We should probably have that in our marketing material. We'll get that out there. So
maybe
you do know
something. But yeah, so I mean, and those certifications need to be kept up on normally a year, I think every year basis. Not only that, but the size that a forklift takes up, and when you're maneuvering, I would imagine cannot compete with the smaller footprint of the XL Pro. And if you would run into somebody or a shelving system or something like that with a forklift, you're doing major damage to a person. I mean, for sure. And it's easy to knock. I used to drive forklift. This is how I know this stuff. But
Okay.
it's very easy to clip, if you're rushed and you're under pressure, to clip, the storage compartments and things like that. And I've seen a lot of accidents that were just done because of the forklift and just missing your turn and your swivel point, and there's a lot that goes into a forklift that I would think that your XL Pro would quickly remedy.
Right. And also it's a lot more practical for like showrooms and things like that, where you don't have the room to maneuver a forklift, but you're still needing to move something heavy into a tight position.
Yeah, I mean, I think those points are definitely valid. But I think what we hear a lot from these retailers is that time is money for them. Mm-hmm. They need something that's more efficient. And forklifts, even though, they only have a handful of drivers, it's still better. Our XL Pro still can't, match up to the speed of a forklift. But, if you're in a smaller space. So actually one of the things that these retailers have suggested and have been more intrigued on was being able to use the XL Pro at, if they're attending a show and they have, 20 trailers out there that they're trying to sell, that having an XL Pro would help them a lot more than, having to ask Freeman or the convention services to help them move their trailers around. So that's actually a market that we're looking into and seeing if we can.
Going back to the 5X and the XL and the XL Pro, for people like me and Kenny that are using it to move our trailers around our driveways and on our property, what type of maintenance is required to keep it operating properly?
Because those are chain and sprockets, just making sure that you lube up the chain every 3 to 6 months, especially if you're using it often. You don't want the gears, you don't want the chains to get rusty. So that's really the main thing maintenance-wise. And also, I mean, we're moving all of our products into solid rubber tires so that you don't experience, any flats. Not that you're going, 10 miles per hour with our units. I think your arm would get pretty, I don't think that's even possible. So, but we do experience sometimes that the wheels do pop either through inflation or underinflation. So we're switching everything to solid rubber, so you're not going to have that issue anymore of having to replace your tires.
I have a quick question about the system also. Say the XL Pro, can you lock that wheel? Is there a switch or anything, or do you chock it?
There's a internal brake. So it's basically a cog that cuts into the gears and it just stops everything in place. And that's on all of our units, the 5X, the XL, and the XL Pro. It's the same mechanism that cuts in and then stops everything in place. So you can actually just use that as a chock as well. You don't need one anymore to have to stuff into under your tires.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I didn't even think about that point, but that's a great feature on there.
Right.
Now, we noticed that it does attach to like a regular ball hitch. What about things like a gooseneck or a fifth wheel? Are there adapters that would work with that? Or have you not gotten that into that type of product yet?
You hit on a question that we get asked every single show, and we don't have a solution for that just yet. It's just because it's too far from the ground. A fifth wheel or a gooseneck, they're just too far from the ground, and we haven't been able to figure out how to stabilize this space. So it's been tough. It's been very tough, but I'm sure we'll figure something out eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure the physics are totally different.
Yes.
When you're up that high.
Absolutely.
That's what I was going to say too. It sounds like it would be a balancing act.
Yeah, and we don't want to create any injuries or any trailers falling on top of anybody. So that will have to be very carefully engineered.
What type of warranty? So a consumer buys it, they're using it for their home. What type of warranty does it come with, like parts, labor, or things like, or even if it needs repair, where do they bring it? Could they send it back to you guys for fixing?
That's possible. So we have what's included in the product is a 1-year warranty on all of our products. But because we pride ourselves in customer service, if you do have a product that extends that 1 year and it's, a small maintenance, we'll do what we can to get it, up and going for you, because we know that a lot of people rely on our products to get up and going, to go out fishing or to go out camping. So we try to do what we can with our customers, but we're also working on a new program for our new products coming out to extend that warranty to not just 1 year, but extend that a little bit more. So it's something that, we have in the works, but because I don't want to continue creating waste in this world, in this precious world that we live in. I don't want a product that only lasts 1 year or 2 years. I want a product that lasts. I want to build products that last for 5 years, 10 years, lifetime, even if you could. There's just way too much waste if, we create something that only lasts a few years. So that is part of my mission. What I want to strive for is to have products that last for a much longer time frame than what you see traditionally in industries.
That's a great answer.
What would you say your biggest market is right now as far as consumers purchasing this product? Do you keep stats on, like, is it people with small campers? Is it boaters? Is it people with enclosed trailers that they need to move? Do you know what your biggest market is right now?
So just recently, we updated our website in, I think, March or April of this year. And on, I think, the second or third section of the homepage, we have a section to where we ask people, what kind of trailers do you own?
Oh.
Do you own an RV? Do you own a boat? Do you own a cargo? Do you own, other trailers? And so a lot of our customers, and we've seen, these responses from our customers saying that majority of the people, I guess, who come to our website are RV owners with dual axle trailers with at least 5,000 to 10,000 pounds. So that's majority of our market, but I think it really depends on the product as well. XL is more for RVers. The 5X is more for boaters because it's something that they could attach to their unit. The RVs are usually a lot heavier, so the XL is geared more towards them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You guys really are listening to your customers, though. You even have a section on your. That's great. I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I really try to push that to really listen to our customers, because without them, we wouldn't be around.
You said you started as a one-man shop in 2012. Is that right?
Correct.
What is the company like now? How many employees do you have? Have you had to move to a bigger space? Anything like that?
We have. So we still have a pretty lean team. We have, I think right now we're at eight people. So we try to stay lean. Everyone, or a lot of people here, wear multiple hats. So our warehouse, we actually just moved into a new warehouse in February of this year. This warehouse is a little bit bigger than expected or planned to move into. It's 17,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big, but we plan to do a lot with it, more inventory, but also we focus a lot on our marketing, and trying to making sure that we create good content. We have good pictures, good videos. So we plan to do a lot of that in-house as well inside this bigger space that we're in. So really utilizing the space to where we don't need to rent outside spaces to shoot videos or to shoot.
That's a big warehouse. The first time we saw you, Kenny and I, was at the RVX. Are you getting most of your customers from the trade shows? I mean, how are customers finding you?
They find us online. I would say 90% of our customers are online, whether it's from our website or from like eTrailer.com or Home Depot or Amazon, mainly online. But we just need more presence offline, more presence into, these brick and mortar stores. So that's why we attend these trade shows.
So are you in any brick and mortar stores right now?
We are in a select few, a lot of them locally inside in California, but we're definitely trying to expand as well.
But you mentioned you're on the web in more places than your actual website. So somebody can go to Amazon and buy this product, or eTrailer.com.
Correct. And we try to support our dealers as much as we can as well. So, yeah.
So if consumers want to find out more about your product and actually look at the product and maybe watch a few videos, is your website really the best place to go?
Yeah, absolutely. And we try to, because we don't have a lot of representation in stores just yet, we try to provide as much information as we can on our website to where you feel like you know enough about the product to make an educated purchase.
And can customers call you before they make a purchase and ask you guys just random questions as well?
Absolutely. You can sit on the phone with us for an hour as well if you wanted to. We try, it's about making sure that the customers are comfortable with their purchase, that they know they have the facts. I don't want to kick a customer off the phone and then have this customer then in turn return the product because they didn't like it. They weren't aware of certain things. So yeah, so we try to train our customer support to be as welcoming as possible with our customers.
And I guess especially now that you have so many products, a pretty wide range, people might go on the website and be like, I'm not really 100% sure which is the best fit for my situation.
Right. We get a lot of those questions as well. Some customers are at 5,500 pounds. They don't know if they should go with the 5X or the XL, and we try to help them through that process.
Well, we think Kenny and I saw it at the RVX, and we were both pretty impressed with the product. You actually had the remote control one moving a trailer back and forth, and you had your other models there on display. And I think we stopped and talked to you for quite a while just because we were amazed. And you mentioned you had competitors, but I had no idea that there were products like this out there. So it definitely is an impressive product. And I think once I slow down from traveling full-time to just traveling part-time, I'm definitely going to get one to just park the RV on my property, just because it's such a cool thing. I mean, I would just drive it around without the RV on there with the tank treads on there, just, chase the dog or something like that. But it's definitely a cool product. And it seems like a very useful product for people that are weekend campers or boaters or people that have cargo trailers, or like you said, those big barbecue trailers. It's just a perfect product for storing your trailer in a tight space or a garage without trying to maneuver it with your truck.
Exactly. And, the hard part, and something that we've been trying to fight for a very long time, is not a lot of people know about our products. Not a lot of people know that these products exist that will help them move their trailers around, right? So they would actually Google search after having frustrated themselves with trying to move their trailers around, and just search. I think a pretty common keyword that we've encountered is, how do I move my trailer?
Yeah.
And so they come across our product and then they're intrigued. But it's been hard trying to get their attention before they actually encounter the situation, the scenario. But we're working on doing more marketing, doing more social media, to have more of a social media presence, to where people start recognizing our product and understand that, hey, there's products out there that can really help you save your life and help you save your marriage if you actually, were interested.
That's a very good point. Before we let you go, is there anything you want to highlight about Trailer Valet that maybe we haven't covered so far, something that we missed?
I think I covered everything. I think I was pretty talkative than most other times here in this call. So I think I did cover everything. If you want to know more about the products, you can call our support staff, or you can just go on our website to learn more information.
Yeah, and we'll link to your website and anything else you want us to link to in the show notes. And again, we were just so impressed when we saw this product at the RVX that we made it a priority to get you on the podcast so we could let people know about it, because it is definitely a handy thing when you're trying to move that trailer around tight spaces.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on the show.
We want to thank Ted for coming on the show and sharing the beginnings of the company and where they are now. If you would like more information about their products and get a better understanding of how the Trailer Valets work, visit them at trailervalet.com. This episode is brought to you by Battleborn Batteries, the best name in the RV and marine industry. These lithium batteries are designed and assembled in the USA, backed by a 10-year warranty. The best solution for your battery anxiety, so go check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.